Tonight on the Eyrie, we talked to the club chairman of Cwmtwrch, Tom Addey, about Cwmtwrch. We discussed Wales' autumn campaign and look ahead to the return of regional rugby. Stay tuned. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined, as always, by Grant Burney. How you doing?
Evening, great. Good to be here again.
We're joined by a fairly regular face, returning after distinct absence. Nick, how you doing?
I'm all right. All right. It's like maybe the Ospreys. You've had to scrape the barrel tonight.
I don't think we're escaping the barrel of our last guest, though, as we've got the chairman of the Cwmtwrch club, Tom Addey. How you doing?
Very good, thank you. Thank you for the invite. Nice to talk to you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for coming on. I think we'll start off this pod by going through some recent news of the Ospreys variety. I think we'll start off with the good, in that we've announced a re-signing, which one of the first clubs in Wales to do so far this season. But we've re-signed winger Keelan Giles, which is only positive for the club. I think we can all say how influential he's been in the last few years.
Yeah,
it's nice to see him back, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been unlucky this year with injuries, isn't he? I think if he'd have had a bit of, I don't know what his injury update is, but he would have been pushing hard. I'd thought certainly for this weekend for the Wales.
Yeah,
I keep
well, you play well. He plays really well. He's a good runner. Good, nice touch of pace with him, isn't he?
Yeah.
He doesn't mind either foot, really. He's good. He's very good.
I was going to say, I think since the 16-17 season, the URC put out some stats earlier that he's got the fourth most line breaks in the league total, and I'm pretty sure he spent half that time injured.
Yeah.
But he's been just awesome for us consistently great performer. Shame he's only got one Wales cap.
Well, he had a few goals, didn't he, in terms of getting into the Welsh squad and then getting injuries late in the day and missed a few caps earlier on. But yeah, when he did eventually have his opportunity against Japan, he played really well. And you shouldn't be surprised when anyone watches the Ospreys. And when you look at his pace, his step in, he's not frightened to have a go with some of the bigger boys as well, is he?
No, quite right. I think best of luck to him. Best of luck to the Ospreys for getting him back. Great, it's wonderful, I think.
Yeah, it's good as well, and to actually make an announcement that we signing someone. We haven't said how long, because how long is a piece of string right now, isn't it, in terms of the elite teams? But it's fantastic to be able to announce someone like that, saying, right, we know he's here now till decisions are made by the looks of it anyway.
I think it's just nice for players as well, because if they're announcing signings, it means you've probably made some more, and the players have a bit of security going forward. It just means there's one less thing off their minds in the immediate now, which is just great fun.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first of a few announcements with the Ospreys.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Let's hope.
I also think that the issue here is not the Ospreys or Scarlets or whatever. It's the way things are going, and people are worried, aren't they? Players are really worried and about their futures, especially people who are not in the squad, perhaps, in the Welsh squad. They don't have the opportunity to get the big money anyway, but they want the money. They deserve to be paid. We've seen it happening. They lose faith in themselves, and that's what brings on injuries, in my opinion. If uncertainty, and then you try your best, and you fail on occasions, isn't it?
I was going to say, I certainly hope the players feel a lot more relaxed about their future, especially if they're knowing they've got a club for at least, I can imagine, the next 2 years. Time to play rugby. It's great for the lads and just means they can get their heads down and concentrate on playing the best rugby they can. In other good news, a bit of a St Helens update. It was announced today that the Ospreys have started a partnership with Vodafone on a 5G standalone mobile private network. It means as much to me as anyone else here. But at St Helens, but in theory, it'll make it one of the most technologically advanced rugby stadiums in the UK, which is good news in itself, but I think it's more a better state, but it's a bit more confidence in that we're going to be staying around. And no matter what, the St Helens project is going to go ahead. in theory, the Ospreys playing there for the next few seasons to come, which is a nice bit of positivity. It's very on point.
Yeah, I think we were just talking off air, weren't we? That Grant and I went last January, February, I can't remember exactly when, to the stadium, and Lance gave us the emerging plans at that time, and they very much talked about how this type of development would be coming on board. So you could almost have live data. You'd almost be like one of the analysts of the Ospreys. You'll be having the sort of how many tackles and how many meters, and certainly post match there'd be a presentation in the supporters area we're going to have. Yeah, so it's really good. It's good. It's good news.
Yeah, it's leading edge as well, isn't it? And that it's good to be on board. It's nice working with local companies, but when you announce something like this with Vodafone, it's a real positive in terms of like an internationally renowned company in terms of tech. That's great. That is for the Ospreys.
So just being able to sell it to sort of Vodafone and the whole project and getting them on board is a massive win.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'm not going to be wearing a pair of Meta glasses, mind watching the game, watching little results popping up in the corner. Not yet. Anyway.
No. I say modern technology, isn't it? You know, that's where we're going. That's the way the business is going these days. So, you know, whatever investment they can get from anybody from that direction is always positive, in my opinion.
I agree, Tom.
It's nice to see them getting in on the Ospreys.
Yeah.
Moving on, the last piece of Ospreys related news. It was announced on Monday that Garen Phillips and James Ratty were called up to the Wales squad for the final game against South Africa. You could see this coming, but it's also, since the team has been announced, they're not going to be playing any part directly with match day 23.
James on the bench.
On the bench, yeah.
Ignore me.
But
it's
Ratty's good, isn't he? Because he'll cover second row, he'll cover 6 and 8.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a great player. And when he's played Wales again, he carries hard, he tackles hard, and he's a real solid player. I think with Garen not making the squad, I think based on the fact that the Ospreys are travelling up to Edinburgh, and Wales will need sort of reserves. If anyone gets injured in the matchday warm-up, I can't see someone like Garen coming back to us.
I think he's going as a travelling reserve.
I think, yeah. It's a shame about the closing period again, about the international period, isn't it? People always say, 12, 14 players leaving the camp and having to bring in these guys in it, something needs to be done about that. You know what I mean? It's laughable, isn't it? And then yet again, today I was reading about the South Africans. They've got, they've been decimated as well.
Yeah,
but we know
it's all at the end of the day. It's all about money. It's trying to. If they get 50,000 there, I don't even know if they'll get that many.
Yeah.
But we're not unique there either. Scotland, Ireland, and England have played 4 games. I know they played in different scenarios, but it's a wider issue for me about sustainability of professional rugby across the world.
I think there'll be about 49,000 from lower Cwmtwrch. I don't know about Cwmtwrch. I know a lot of the boys have went up last Saturday as well, and last minute then, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, I just hope that they do make an effort there and put a good performance in again, which they did do on Saturday. They did improve. I know we are talking about the top teams in the world now, and for them to measure their progress in that situation, in them situations, it's good. And I think Tandy is working quietly with them and he's doing a good job so far, in my opinion.
Well, when you think he's from Neath, he's doing quite well. It's.
Are you saying people from Neath can't perform at the top level?
I wasn't. I was just being facetious.
Just thought I'd stop you before you carry on and keep it.
We'll pick him and come now.
Nick, this podcast is enough apologies today without you. It's nice to see them getting called up and recognised nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's probably worth talking about that Wales game on the weekend. Obviously lost 52-26 to New Zealand, which I think most people saw coming. But I think the real positives around that game were both Harry Deves and Morgan Morse getting the first cap. Harry Deves, who's been he's a cult legend already at the Ospreys, and Morgan Morse, who has been awesome for the last 2 years. Cwmtwrch boy. How proud are you? Were you, Tom, when you got on the pitch?
Oh, we're a small club, isn't it? And as a club and as a community, of course, we're all very proud of Morgan's success. He's a great guy, as I've said, very unassuming, very modest, and quite shy, really. His family and parents, and family are regulars at the club, and he's often using our facilities, such as the weights room and of the field there. But we are very proud of his achievements. The only disappointment at the moment is the fact that our buddy Jack is injured as well. It would be nice to see the two of them going and lining up in the same back row from the same village, from the village, in it. So but that'll come. That will come. I'm sure that'll come.
Oh, we keep on saying, Morgan Morse's ceiling is really high. How far he can go given the opportunity would be fantastic to see, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, he's come through the pathway, hasn't he? And it has been some very good players come through in the last 15 years. But you ask anybody involved in rugby who know anything about rugby at the moment, you can bet your bottom dollar they'll single out Morgan as a future, So I'm glad he's progressing as he is, played above his age from 17 to 20s, and he's doing that, isn't he? And I say, we only wish him all the best, and hope the Ospreys can look after him and take care of him as well, which is another point. Player, you've got to look after the players as well.
Do you see him around the club a lot, Tom?
Oh, I could tell you now, we train twice a week, and he's there in the evening when the boys are training, and you can hear the music in the weights room. He's there. His father, actually, just going back a few months ago, his father and his brother and him were out in the field. We had a committee meeting, and them three were out in the field kicking the ball up in the air. Whenever you see him, he's got a ball in his hand. He walks around the street with the ball in the hand. You know what I mean? And that's what makes him so popular, I think. He's down to earth, and he'll go in sevens in the summer with the boys. He was with them, going through things with them. Though he wasn't playing, we'd have loved to have had him on the field, obviously. But he was there with us, and he backing the boys, and great to see.
Good ambassador for the club.
Oh, tremendous ambassador for the club, tremendous. And I say, anything you ask him, any chance, Morgan, he's come down to the club and just say hello, shamai to people. But it's a family thing with him. His family do use the club as well, and he's been there since he was a young boy, then, isn't it? So, and I said he's only 20. He's only 20.
It feels like he's been around for a good few years. Well, he has, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, as Welsh speaker as well, he's both him and Jack are great ambassadors for the language.
That's for the language as well, definitely. Oh yeah, well, see, Morgan was down in Cwmtwrch last week, in the rugby with the senior team, watching them play. His brother plays for them, as you happen. His brother is bigger than him.
All right.
Believe it or not, he's taller than him. Yeah, playing prop, he is. And he works behind a bar with us, and you can see it's in the blood. Very high, very difficult to have a big conversation with him as well. But it's we always ask him all the things, how we doing, all this stuff. But no, I think that people like Morgan and Jack, I will mention the two of them because I think their families are lovely, the boys are lovely, and they've got both feet on the ground. And that's the important thing. They're not going anywhere. They're quite. I'm Jack from Brenhaman. That's what he says, isn't it? Yeah. And he'll say, "Cwmtwrch straight away to you." Morgan will. We can't take the fact that he was born in Brenhaman away from Jack. Unfortunate that is. But we taught him how to play rugby. We should say.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Good story for him. I feel slightly unlucky for Morty himself coming onto the pitch. Should have had 2 turnovers within the first minute.
Yeah. Oh, he did. He got into the game straight away. He got into it. And I say, all the club with us, we're all watching it, watching every move he was making, hoping he would do something, just to spark a bit of lightning, and he did, he hit people hard and he took people on. And what you got to remember is, being a ex-forward myself, when you're 20 years of age and you're playing against older players, senior players, experienced players, he didn't look out of place at all.
not at all.
Right over the home, and that was great to hear, great to see actually, but he's a good kid. He's a good kid.
And the same with Deevesy as well. Both of them didn't
Yeah.
look overawed
Yeah.
by the occasion. They got
Yeah.
stuck in. They were strong both sides of the ball. And okay, they went. Neither was Deevesy wasn't spectacular, but he didn't give away any silly penalties. And
I will comment on Deevesy not being spectacular. Did you see the miss pass he threw for
yes,
Rees-Zammit break at the end?
Yeah,
30 meter, 20-meter miss pass for Rees-Zammit through where we should have scored if he just passed the ball inside.
Yeah.
No, well, see, talking about young Deevesy there, innit? I was in a dinner on Friday night with Ian Goff and Phil Howe, the comedian, and Phil Howe was telling me that he'd been in the clubhouse, and who had come in was Deevesy, and the same type of rapport he's got in his home club as what Morgan and Jack have got, So that's nice again. Nice to see he's coming through. Very, very unassuming guy again, isn't it? Very quiet and get on with it.
Well, he's very down to earth, isn't he?
Down to earth. That's right.
Yeah.
And it shows the importance of the community game as well.
Yes.
Without the community game being strong, these boys aren't going to have an opportunity to be future internationals.
Yeah.
No, he's I know I've met Dan Edwards. He came to watch us playing in the semi-final last year with Morgan, and we had Morgan, Jack, and Dan Edwards on the touchline watching Cwmtwrch, which was wonderful. And we were in Carmarthen because you're down the road for Dan, innit? But he came up very more than happy to talk to you. So I like that. I like that in players. You're a special player, but you're not too special to talk to your people who support you. Then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good because I think there's a few of the Ospreys boys now, the local ones who come through. They really party. So training might have finished, but they'd all go for a coffee together. They go into
right.
And things.
Well, I think that, I totally agree with you, and I encourage it. I'd like to see, Joe Hawkins has come back now. He's back, settled back in the team now again. It was nice to see him back in the Valley. It's great, and he's a Silvera boy. We're all Valley boys at the end of the day, and we're all proud of what they're all achieving, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've had a good role model from Tips over the years as well, haven't they?
Oh, tremendous. And I like his attitude as well, and he's still doing it, isn't he? Let's be honest about it. I think he should, could have given it another year perhaps, but the competition there must be what a delight. The competition in the back row in the Ospreys at the moment, it must be really, really bouncing down there to get in that team. And I said, fortunately for injuries, Morgan has been able to step up and have a lot of games, because of injuries, and he admits that himself. But he's taken full advantage of them as well, which is important, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's just great. It's nice to see. It's always hearing stories of the players behind is always lovely. To be honest, it just grounds the game and shows how much history is in these clubs and in the regions there are. And it's always nice to see a little bit of a middle finger towards Dave Redden, it must be said.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much more from the New Zealand game that hasn't already been covered to death elsewhere.
Just like to say, okay, even though we've lost by 26 points, it's the most positive I've been of a Welsh performance in years. So fair play. You think Tandy's trying to say they're trying to find their identity. I think he's doing a tidy job.
Doing a tidy job, definitely.
Yeah. No, I agree there. There were some nice patches in that game that we enjoyed, and again, you are talking about one of the best teams in the world, and for the boys, youngsters, to be able to start face to face with them, take them on and have a go at them. The physicality is always going to be a number, and the big boys, and fair play. If you went pound for pound, and in it, you were looking at a hell of a difference, and it's important that people recognise that and give Tandy the opportunity now to settle this side. And there are some guns to come back, obviously, which is great. But let's hope he gets the backing of the Welsh supporters to make sure that he's fully supported in what he's doing.
Certainly, you mentioned the physicality there of New Zealand, and ultimately that's what took it away from us. I don't see it going any better this weekend, actually, against world champions South Africa. I think the result's not really going to be much of a question. I think the big question is this game necessary? Especially from an Ospreys point of view. We've lost, 13 players to the Wales squad alone, which is humongous. That's legitimately most of our squads, including most of our first team, has gone when we're supposed to be playing URC. So I think my question is this South Africa game a necessity, or is it just wasteful at this point?
Well, my personal opinion there is that this game, is out of the system. The other teams played the Saturday before us. They played, didn't they, within that month, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that should have been the same for everybody. They've got this new competition coming in next year. You play 4 games in the summer and 4 in the winter. That sounds really interesting, but it gives you the chance then of playing against Fiji, Japan, South Africa in the summer. It's a hell of a tour, that, if you want to go on it, isn't it? But it's 4 international teams away from home, which is great. And then in the winter, then we'll have the autumn internationals again. So, playing these teams, how many games to the World Cup? 16, 17 games to the World Cup or something. These games are going to be important to these young players and to develop a part of them, which Tandy wants to do. And it's important to get a good performance. That's the main thing. We know we're going to go in the Six Nations again, looking for wins, but it's got to be the performance and the way the boys are getting better and building the side together with confidence to actually play and enjoy the game.
I think we were talking off there before we started that you can look at it in 2 ways. Is it needed? Probably not. No. Is it needed financially?
Yes.
Maybe.
If you're selling tickets, yes.
And it's not just us either. As we've said, England, Scotland, Ireland have played extra games. It's a wider issue, rugby-wide, about the sustainability of professional rugby.
Yeah.
But the good thing is it won't be an issue for next year. The following year will be the World Cup, and the year after that won't be an issue. So it's almost like, oh, God, we'll have to just put up with it this year, and at least we can forget about it then afterwards for a while.
It's not just this year, isn't it? Wales have always had the 4th international. We've had a few years, and normally it's affected us in terms of getting the players back and fit going into Europe. We've actually got a game the same day, 2 hours difference in kickoffs. Is a bit of a kick in the teeth for the professional rugby teams across Wales, especially us when you look at the number of players we've got out. Okay, Saturday is going to be a bit of a challenge, but we've always done it. The WU always said we do this for entirely financial purposes. The teams might suffer a bit, but it's money we can put back into the game in Wales. It doesn't feel like it's working when you're only getting 50,000 people turning up for a game, and it's tickets given away to kids as well. It's good to be giving tickets away to kids.
Definitely.
If you fill in the ground, okay, and you can generate a couple of extra million quid to go into rugby, great. If past that, okay, say going forward, we should be over that hump. But yeah, it's something we've got to just put up with again, isn't it, this year?
Yeah.
It's not for some youngsters to play in a game, but if they weren't playing in that game, they'd be playing in a really competitive URC game anyway.
Yes.
I do feel quite bad for the replacement front row of Brody Coughlin, Danny Southworth, and Chris Coleman all coming on to face the All Bisafas is strong.
But they do play these boys in the URC these days.
Yeah.
Already. So that, they'd be not unfamiliar to getting squashed in the front row.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
You've got your top team out, it's going to be a challenge in the front row.
Oh, yeah. Front row is important. Very important. I think that's the weakness in the Welsh team at the moment, sorry to say, but I think it's, we're coming up against big packs, aren't we? Big monsters. And I can see they're wearing them down very quickly. And it's worrying in that respect that you've got such big players against you in that position. Dewi Lake is a big boy. He's a lumper. But, sometimes I think he's holding the 2 props and he's doing the front row's job, Scrummaging wise and about the field, Dewi is a real leader. He's great. But I think we are lacking in the front row and perhaps possibly one second row as well. Apart from that, we've got an abundance of talents in the forwards end to match them anyway.
I'm looking forward to seeing Reece having a go because I think Dav Jenkins, Adam does what Adam does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But I thought Dav Jenkins, and in fairness to him, he's still only 22.
Again,
he's
young.
Type. But he had, he had a very good game last Saturday.
August Blacks, yeah.
But I think the balance isn't quite right with him and Beardy. I think if Reece can put a marker down, I think he's got a really good chance of going forward into the Six Nations.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. I say, you've got to put a marker down and have an opportunity, and this is his opportunity. I know people have said, 14, whatever changes there are in the team, but you're not going to see how these players adapt if you don't see them playing. And you've got to, against this kind of strength and the squads that we're playing against, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get stuck into
them. Yeah. Come on.
Hold on tight, boys. Yeah. Get stuck in, hold on tight.
I see if I see Reece Davis having a fight of even minutes left, I'm going to be really happy. That's it.
Yeah.
Let's move away from a Wales chat then. Let's move to something a bit more local. Any community results this weekend, Grant?
There's only 2 games this weekend. In the SRC, Bridgend Swansea drew 29-all, and League 6 East Central, Tom D 93 with Church 6. With Church played 3 games this season, and they've taken a pasting every time. I think they're sitting at the bottom of the league, sitting there with a point difference of 107 from 3 games. So they're going to have a tough time.
Sad.
Yeah. But anyway, as it's an Australian podcast, well done, Tondi Athletic.
Can we just give I've been following him a bit, but there's a lad, I think he's only just out of Ysgol Gower. Lewis Edwards played full-back for Swansea. I think it was a hell of a game, wasn't it, against Bridgend? I think did they score in the last minute to win? Or to get a draw? I can't remember the actual result.
Yeah.
But he's a big boy. He's going to feature for the 20s this year if he stays fit. I'm looking forward very much to seeing him at the 20 level, and who knows, maybe playing for the Ospreys this season.
But that's what SRC's for, isn't it? To give these youngsters the development squad some playing time as well. And yeah, he seems like he's doing well. Matter of time before he should appear for the Ospreys.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a fair bit of competition in fullback.
Yeah,
it's stacked at fullback, to be honest, isn't it? Yeah, he's doing well.
Who knows? We might end up having a Welsh fullback who can win the aerial battle. That would be a first.
Yeah.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Murray can't help being a little short bloke, can he?
Oh,
no. Yes, he can. Halfpenny was good on the eyeball.
I didn't say there's no excuse for not being good under the eyeball, but he can't help being short. That's as far as I'll go with him.
It's a rough one. Let's move on. Obviously, Tom, you're on here today to talk about Cwmtwrch. And I think it's best to know that we start talking about Cwmtwrch or we'll talk about community.
Well, we are the first regional rugby team in Wales. We've got Upper and Lower Cwmtwrch combined. We're very proud of them. We're very pleased with the way things are going in the club because we've got a £450,000 project over a 5-year period. We've just finished extending the car park. We do a lot of charity events and raise a lot of money for local charities. But we need to get out of Division 5, which is the heartache at the moment. We failed the last 2 seasons, only just. And it's I'm going to go about the athletic teams and all this, you know what I mean? It's not new news. It's people are disappointed that people have come down from different leagues into Division 5, and it makes it harder then for you to build a side which can compete with these guys, isn't it? But we've only played 4 games this year, which is a shame. I was saying, that Morgan and Morgan again is with us most training nights, and you've got somebody like that on the field with the boys, encouraging them and working with them. And then you go on a Saturday, games off, boys. It's terrible, and it does, obviously, it's the revenue side of it as well. As the chairman, you look at the club and you look at the business side of it, and you look at the community side of it, isn't it? And it's the balance at the moment is no ching, no home games, and I know it affects all clubs, but when you've got local businesses supporting you, and you've got sponsors who come into the game on a Saturday, you've got to phone them up on a Saturday, say, listen, game is off, I'm very sorry, and all this, and they want to come and watch a game of rugby. They'll have a couple of pints in it, and a buffet and all this, but they want to be there, but they're new to the club. You know what I mean? They're new bods and new faces, and if they enjoy, hopefully they'll come again. And that's what we're trying to do, in it, but if you're not playing, it's disappointing, and some of the reasons for cancelling games this year and last year actually are questionable, then, isn't it? Okay, people can't feel the team. Okay, I appreciate that. But, when you can't afford a bus to come to somewhere, or we've taken the wrong date, got the date mixed up, and all these things are silly. You know what I mean? It's but they get it. I say they're getting away with it. It's happening. It is happening, and it's not just in this area. It's happening everywhere, isn't it? You just said about Whitchurch now. Good side in the day. You know what I mean? Very good side. And now look at the. To hear them kind of results, it's pitiful to hear that somebody can beat you 90 points, isn't it? And you haven't only played 3 games, and that's because obviously they can't feel the team. And when they feel the team, then they get a paste in. It's but as for us as a club, we've got games in hand. We've got played 4 games, 1, 2. We've had bonus points from both the other 2 teams, 2 other 2 games. So we're sitting pretty there. We're okay there. We're confident, that if we get a game, we can put up a performance. But we're fortunate as well. We've got Owen Phillips as a coach, and Chris Murphy. They're good boys. They work well together, and they've got a nice little blend there. Owen has got a lot of experience, having played for Swansea and Slavera, and Abercrave. And so he's brought a lot of experience to the team with us. And a young team, because a lot of these boys are the same age, have come through with Jack. And now we've got the new batch come through with Morgan. And that's the sorry part of the rugby, is that when you combine sides, you tend to lose players. And what's happened with the junior sections with us, we had 7 sides, but now we're down to just the 2 on the fun club, and it's not happy rugby then, because you've got nothing coming through, isn't it? So we're trying to establish the tots again, but it's hard work once you lose players to these combined teams then. And they go with their friends, don't they? They go with their friends are playing, schoolmates are playing, and you can't blame them, really. It's so that's
Can I ask? Obviously, the new accreditation scheme is coming in for the Welsh Rugby Union. It's what is it, from bronze to platinum?
Yeah.
What's your view? What in Cwmtwrch was that?
Well, we should be in the platinum, isn't it? You know what I mean? With what we've done there. But if you haven't got sides, you lose out, don't you? But as far as the facilities are concerned, brand new clubhouse, disabled access, upstairs balcony, downstairs we've got the gym, physio room, massive car park. We had 116 cars parked there, Guy Fawkes night, you know what I mean, and that type of thing. So we are investing back in the club and putting things back in, so the players can't complain about the amenities and the facilities they've got, because they got everything there, which is what we wanted to do. I don't believe in paying players. I am all for building players, and that's what we've done. And thankfully, we've got a squad of boys who have stuck with us as well, which is great. I know they've had a couple of years ago, they were raw in it, but they've come on now, and you've got a side there now that can compete, and that's what we're looking for, is games to compete in. I know I'm laughing about it, but it's serious.
No, it's a very
we need to get out of this league as a club, because it's drowning us. It is drowning us.
Is that just because teams are not fulfilling fixtures?
Exactly.
You said you play 4 games. How many home games have you had?
1.
Oh, yeah. In terms of building, it's building habits for people as well, isn't it? In terms of, there's no games, people stop turning up at all.
Well, we're lucky that we've got, I say, it's a community club. We've got, ladies supporters there are wonderful. They're great. You know what I mean? They come there regular. We've got, new people who've come and joined the club since we've had the new facility, and they're coming now and they're regulars. But they want to come and watch a game of rugby, not to sit in the bar all day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And nothing better than winning beer, is it?
No,
No,
tastes better, doesn't it?
that's a lot better, obviously. Yeah.
Fit more in as well, then, could you?
Yes, yeah. No, it is worrying. It is worrying, and like I say, if you haven't got people drinking in the clubs and whatnot, and I know it's not just us. It's a lot of clubs are suffering for it. And like I say, I mentioned to you earlier on about the fixtures. We're okay, we're Cwmtwrch, and it's not a rivalry in one respect, although maybe out of the top four in the league, we're two of them, and we've lost to them by a narrow defeat start of the season. So we're looking forward to the return game there. But then you've got the next league, Division 1, the teams around us. When you've got Abercrave, Styr-Gynnes, Ystalyfera and the Vadre in the same league, wow. We're talking about the old West Wales then, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? You have players, local derbies on a regular basis, big crowds, plenty of beer swilling and whatnot in it, and
money good for the till, isn't it?
It's very good. Yeah, that's the main thing. That it's but down with us at the moment, it's our home team. Away teams don't stay neither. That's what we've got. Not I've seen them this year anyway, but they don't stay very long.
Yeah.
We tend to put a bus on for 6 fixtures a year, and what we do is we fill the bus and we put supporters on the bus as well, and we stay there until after 6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And have a late one stop on the way home type of thing.
Yeah.
Do that either.
I got to ask, guys, I assume you've got the Cwmtwrch top on there.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, Twrch, you're on the River Twrch, is it?
Yes, I know. The wild boar it is, yeah.
Well, it's the wild boar. So do you have it on the badge? Do you have a boar on the badge?
Yes, yeah. Is that?
Yeah. Oh, nice
kit.
Nice kit,
you see, it's the old wild boar that came up from the valley, up from Llanelli or somewhere, and made home up in the top of the mountain, yeah. And that's how it's gone. That's the old Mabinogion, as they say, isn't it?
Very well.
Yeah. See, we've been very fortunate. We had a great president with Clive Rowlands. Good ambassador again. Did a lot for the club in his time. Jack when the day that he announced the Welsh team to go to the World Cup, and he announced Jack and Debbie were joint captains. Jack came straight back, and he was in the club with us to celebrate Clive's death. He was in the funeral.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? That's the type of thing, And it's and in the clubhouse that afternoon, we had all the ex-players, and a lovely afternoon. The celebration of Clive's life. It was great,
Yeah.
And you say there's a lot of people who have been very good to the club and have been loyal to the club. And that's the important thing as well, to look after them as well.
Well, we wish you all every success this season.
Thank you very much. I just hope we can get a game. No friend by.
Thank you, Tom. It's really enlightening. I hope the best that comes to Cwmtwrch comes. At the end of the day, best of luck getting promoted this season. Best case scenario, really, for everyone involved.
Yeah. Let's get over there. Yeah.
Let's move on to our last bit of this pod, but before we do, if you have enjoyed it so far, feel free to drop a like on whatever platform you're listening on, or subscribe to us on YouTube. It'd be a great help. We're currently sitting just over 2,000 subscribers on the Rap YouTube channel, and if we could get to 2,500 by the end of the season, it'd be awesome. It'd be amazing. Thank you so much. Let's move on then to the bit we've been waiting for. We get to talk, to an extent, we get to talk about the Ospreys playing rugby. It's a rarity at this point. Obviously, Ospreys are going away to Edinburgh this weekend. Limited squad. Are we particularly confident, gents?
If we had a full squad, I'd be confident. Without the full strength squad, it starts getting more and more difficult. And I know Nick is going up, and told him earlier he needs the label travelling reserve on his back.
Yeah, we went up there. I think last time we went up there was 2020, I think. And we've had some good games against them, home and away. Edinburgh are a funny team, aren't they? They're very good at home, but they're not great when they travel. But obviously, it's at the Hive. One thing I don't want to go through all the results, but I have noticed it's a game where hookers score tries. So if you're a betting person and you want to put some money, and if Sam Parry's playing, I think you've got a very good chance of coming up with some winnings. I don't know if he's fit to play, but if you're a hooker, I think Dewi scored a few against them. I think Sam's scored. I know we haven't scored many from driving mauls for a bit, but this would be a good Saturday to start.
Okay.
Yeah. It
Where's the
feels.
score?
Yeah, Sam Parry could be a good bet there if he's
Yeah.
a player.
Sam Parry coming back like the Undertaker, coming on in the 75th minute just to put on the box.
I think realistically, anything we get out of this game is a bonus now with so many.
Yeah,
we're missing best part of 13 players. As a Wales, we're missing another 5-6 with injury. It's a little bit bare bones. I know I'm starting to think about who we can even put out as a team. It's going to be depending on who's back fit after injury. See if Kieran Williams is back fit. If Keelan's fit again, those would be some nice names to have. I imagine it'll be quite a young team. Do we even have any locks left, sort of thing?
Well, hopefully Ryan Smith will have a run out. If he's come close to the couple, isn't he? So that would be a bonus if he could get on the field. I don't know what his situation is.
Fingers crossed that he's fit. I know it might be slightly awkward for those just listening to the pod audio, but in terms of those who are watching on YouTube, I've got some graphics which might help us put together a team. It's almost like a jigsaw puzzle, and potentially we've got no pieces left at the end of it because there's no players left.
Go for it.
Right. Can you see my screen?
You're sharing now? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Fab. Let me move this little thing out the way. Right. That graphic there shows our full squad, including all of our development players. Okay. The idea of this is you don't necessarily need to read in every individual name, but if you think that's all our development players, and then those big red crosses show what's out with Wales only, and plus Jack. Okay, that shows the impact we've had in terms of our squad. Well, a fair dent before we get started, just with Wales. In terms of front row options, these are the cards we've got left to play. So front row, loose head, Cam Johnson, Dylan James.
Isn't there Steph Thomas?
Sorry, I put him down as 3.
Yeah.
Let me shuffle my pack.
Look at this. You just wanted to show off, you did.
Oh, it's not showing off. This is testing my technical abilities on the computer.
We're all very impressed. I'm only being facetious again. We're all very impressed.
So you look at that, okay, and when you take out Aaron Phillips, you take out Gareth Thomas, we've been reliant on those two all year up until now.
Steph Thomas played once against Zebra, maybe. He's been capped at least once so far this season, but he's not had a run in the shirt. Definitely.
No, but
both out his own money.
Oh yeah, you'd say if he fill in the number 3 spot, Tom is. If he wanted to play for Wales, I think he could have.
Yeah.
When you look at the tight end option, so if you're saying who would be playing 3, you'd almost drop Tom straight into the team, wouldn't it?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise you were going through the team like that. Sorry.
Anyway, you want. There's a front row. And
going back to Lou said, then Cam is a big boy. Dylan's very young. I think I go for Steph Thomas just because he's got that more URC experience.
Been about,
yeah. Cam Jones again's got a future. Dylan's got a future, isn't he? But Steph is the experience head.
To start,
yeah.
Cam's looks good off the bench when he has come off the bench. I think back to Leinster last year, he came off the bench and made a real impact and looked up to it.
Yeah. but we'd probably start with Steph. Yeah, Cam on the bench, maybe. Yeah.
I think for leadership going to hooker, we're stacked with hookers. I mean, that's the one position we are stacked. You know, when you think Joey's a hooker as well. I think if Sam is fit, he's got to start. He's got leadership, he's got experience.
Yeah. Oh, he's Wales international. His darts are spot on. Right, Tom, what position are you front rower?
I'll do said, yeah. But back row I enjoyed, and well, I played everywhere in the pack, to be honest with you. As you get older, you move forward, don't you?
As I get older, I just was pushed further towards the wing out the way. I was.
Yeah.
But you'd say Sam Parry would be starting, wouldn't he? You'd think.
I would start with Sam Parry, definitely.
That's a great player.
Would you agree, Josh? Zach, would you agree?
Yeah, I think Sam Parry, if he's fit, I don't know if he's fit, is a big thing.
That's the big question there.
I think if he's fit, like Sam Parry. If not, I'd be tempted to give Ethan Daniel a run out.
Yeah.
He looked quite good when he was at the Blues. And I mean, he's got bits and bobs of international experience. When are we going to give him a run out at this point?
Yeah.
We know Lewis Lloyd's has been there, done it. I imagine even Lewis been there, done it. I imagine Lewis Lloyd might be going somewhere else in this pack, maybe at 6.
Well, I've put him on the pack of cards on the front row. I think we'll copy him from there, and he might drop onto another page if we need him now.
Yeah.
So I think our back row options are scraping the floor a little bit. But yeah,
that front row should. It's better, and with Edinburgh as well. They've got a lot of players who've been involved in the 4 games for Scotland. It's how many they have back, isn't it? And they've got some big games coming up. But even so, we should be able to hold our own the scrums with that front row.
Yeah, and if Rhys Henry's fit, Ethan Lewis, I think, is a great competitive number 2. Yeah. Cam's got a bit of experience. It doesn't look like we're quite scraping the barrel. When you see Tom Botha and Sam Parry and any start in front row, I'm happy.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
So that front row looks competitive, if nothing else.
Okay, let's have a look. I've combined our second row, back row options together, because if you just tried looking at our back row options on their own, we probably haven't got enough of them.
No.
Let me drop our Lewis Lloyd back into the pack as well. He might end up somewhere now. So if Ryan Smith is fit, does he just walk into the side?
I think so. If he's fit, he has to start. I imagine he was going to start against the Dragons earlier this year if he was fit. So there's no reason not to drop him now.
We need to see him, don't we? We need to see what he can do. He's got a lot of experience. He's played for the A team in Australia. He's been signed as a replacement for Beardy, really. So we need to see what he can offer. And, we can't expect him to get up to speed in the first game, but we need 40, 50 good minutes of him.
Yeah. Now, you look around the rest of that pack, and I think Hugh Sutton should either be starting at 6 or 4.
Yeah, 4 has to be. He's a lock. He's 30. He probably starts at lock.
Well, we've got a couple of youngsters. We've got a couple of development players in the squad, and they might well end up on the bench. Or Will Greatbanks has, touched the first team a couple of times, but I think Hugh Sutton is going to be starting somewhere. So we drop him in a 4 for now.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
And he's looked good this year. In fairness, he had a bad luck with injury last year, but every time he's played, he's done a really good job, in my opinion.
Very good against the Dragons. Very good against the Dragons.
Yeah. Right. Is Morgan Morse fit yet?
I don't know. I've not heard anything about him. I'd tempt on the side of no.
Yeah, I think he might be a bit too soon for him. I think they got a press. I read somewhere online that because they were asking about extent of Fender's injury, so he was asking. So I think there's a Mark Jones or whoever's leading the press conference tomorrow. So yeah, I'm assuming if Moriarty's fit, he starts at 8.
Yes. Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Definitely, he's been playing really well.
Yes. Yeah, unlucky not to make the Welsh squad. And when you're sitting there watching people on Scrum 5 being interviewed, when you're sitting by the side of someone saying, so what do you think about so-and-so being called up to the squad, with Moriarty sitting there, arms crossed going, what about me? I think he did well to stay silent. Right. What? Morgan's off the table. Love him.
Yeah.
I'd love to have him if he was fit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, he's not involved with Wales, but again, I wouldn't have thought he'd be released. I would have thought he'd be a travelling reserve.
I'd imagine that would be announced by now, if anything.
Yeah.
He's probably just, if someone goes down in the back row, he's going to be a first name on the bench or first name in the squad, even if Alex Mann goes down.
Zach, you had an idea about Lewis Lloyd. What did you think? What did you say before?
I think he's starting. I think he'd start at 6.
He's done it, hasn't he?
He's done it before. He did it last against Ulster, even though he did get pasted. He looks pretty good. He's obviously quick enough to be a back row. He's played quite a lot there off the bench already.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him starting at 6.
And looking at the other options, yeah, we won't have any choice.
I think
you'd have to put somebody else into the second row, wouldn't you, and move Hughes to 6.
I think the big question is 7. Is the blue scrum cap going to come back for one last dance? Maybe.
I thought William Evans, who came on for the Exeter game, he was industrious, and I don't think he's featured in any squad after that. But we were there when we got on, so I thought he did all right.
Yeah, I thought he was quite good in that game. Yeah, he's an athletic boy, isn't he? He looks fairly capable. I should have dropped in a tips blue scrum cap onto this page, but I think it might be asking a little bit too much to go. Yeah, you've been watching these boys putting them through the paces for like 3 months. I'm sure if you asked, he probably would play as well, mate.
I think didn't Gwilym Evans come off a bench against Glasgow and he looked pretty okay?
He did.
He looked pretty okay. Look, getting used to quite a very good Glasgow team, and I think we're already on the back foot at that point. But I think giving him a start here is probably the best option.
Well, he's the only. You've got to have proper open sides, in my opinion. Okay, you can't go around with half and half sevens. You need a proper guy who's going to, not necessarily cause terror, but interrupt the opposition in whichever way they can. And you need a proper 7. He's the only proper 7 available, so I would definitely start him.
It's a 4G pitch up there, and I think the forecast at the moment is quite good. So it's going to be a fast game. So you definitely need an open side.
Okay, right.
I was going to say that back row looks serviceable. It looks like a club team. Whether it's enough, whether Edinburgh have the international back or not, but Edinburgh without their internationals aren't great. Like they lost pretty disappointingly to Cardiff last time out. It's whether how many boys are going to have back. This is a big question.
This is strength of depth, and then when you look around, what's left to cover the bench? Then you've got great bounce Lewis Jones floating around there. They covering back row, second row.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. We're piecing together a team. Scrum halves. Is there any debate about looking past Luke Davis?
No. I think it's been pretty good. He's been quite good when he's come on. It's quite
scrum half in the league.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see Eyrie Williams having out at some point, but for something like this, you need some experience to know.
Yeah.
I mean, Harry Williams, I imagine, will come off the bench 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And fly offs, you look at that, okay, you've got Owen Erasmus, Jack Hoskins, Keelan Cullen as the development players. Luke Scully, I don't know, I think Luke is injured again. Okay. Which almost leaves us with only one serviceable fly off, and that's Jack moving from 15 up to 10.
There's no choice in, is it? Hobson's choice, isn't it? No, just I think Jack will do a decent job, but you've got to have somebody with experience outside half going up there.
Yeah.
I mean, last time Jack played at 10, we won away at Glasgow.
Yes, true.
I remember jumping around my living room that night. Yeah, I wish I'd gone up. I honestly considered jumping in the car and driving up that morning. I really wish I hadn't done. So Jack at 10. But Luke Davis and Jack Walsh, solid.
Yeah.
I do like Jack. Okay.
I think Jack's really matured as a player over the last few years. it was very nice to see how just like quality he's become. He was always quite raw in his first couple of seasons, but especially this season and the end of the last, he's just looked so calm on the ball.
Yeah.
Let's just hope it can translate as well from 15 to 10.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to our centres. You say you think Kieran Williams might not be fit or hasn't been fit.
I think he might be fit going into this game.
Mark said he's got tendonitis, isn't it, which tends to flare up. You know, he might have trained this week and you wake up on Saturday morning and it's flared up. So and I think that's why he missed the last game. It's one of those sort of, you give somebody a long rest and they hope it goes. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But obviously, if he's fit, he starts for me. If not.
Yeah. Owen is there. Owen's got a point to prove. Owen's got a point to prove to everybody now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He needs to get back in the squad. But Bashov is another good one, you know. He's a good one.
Yeah, because Owen said he'd be fit fairly soon. I'm not quite sure how soon.
Right.
I think he said middle of this block. They're expecting him back.
Okay, so not available yet, but due back.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite back yet. But even then, I don't see a reason to tear apart Kieran Williams and Phil.
Yeah.
Phil Singer has been utterly awesome this season. Is quietly one of them.
Well, we're strong in centre, doesn't we? If we can get them all fit.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, when Owen Watkins fit, we you know that's and the guys we got there, that's a really good combination of centres.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Borshoff had a great run at the end of last year as well, didn't he? So we've got him waiting in the wing. So if there are any injuries, or if Kieran can't get out of bed, then you shut the back and move Borshoff to 13 and Cwmtwrch inside him.
Yeah. I think so.
Or you go for a massive ball carrying Flossie at 12. There's options.
Yeah, there's options. Okay.
Right.
I do think Tom Florence will be involved quite heavily. I wouldn't be surprised if he's given a run out of 10 off a bench. Sort of covering 10.
Or crash ball 10.
I swear I've seen him play a bit somewhere. I think I might be making things up.
Yastin stepped up, didn't he? Again, was it against Leinster?
Yes.
Yeah, but
he missed the kick to the touch.
He's not.
There we are. These things happen.
Yeah, let's move on.
You look at our back three options, and good God, look. All right, then there might be Jack. You're not allowed to play in two positions. Off you go.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ryan Comby is fit yet.
But he's been in training pictures. I don't know whether he is fit to play. I don't know.
Again, if you look at I've almost all the shuffle these around in terms of there's a sort of our backup. Backup sort of back three in the middle row, but Kasende starting on one wing.
Yeah. I think it's what Kasende and Giles if they're fit.
If they're fit, yeah.
Get them under the high balls. Get them.
It's a great start.
Running at defenders.
Fullback's a bit more of a because you got Yastin and Nagy, haven't you?
Yeah. You wouldn't. I like Yastin. I like his attitude. He works hard. He shows he cares on the pitch a little bit.
Yastin's a very consistent 7.5 out of 10 each week. Nothing major. I think he dealt physically really well at the Dragons last week. Last time out, he looked quietly quite good. If not, was struggling at points, but then picked himself up and put in some very good shots towards the end.
Yeah,
and it's just work rate to keep going was really admirable.
I just think going up there, I think it's got to be one. I want to see Liam Edwards because everything I hear about him is very positive. But this probably isn't the game for him. It's probably coming off the bench for the home game, maybe in Europe. Because a lot of French lads who are that age group do get top level experience.
Yeah.
But I think it's either Yastin or Nagy to start.
I'd imagine it'd be Yastin starter and Nagy on the bench, covering both sort of centre and fullback.
Yeah, good point.
Okay. So Yeah, some positives in terms of back three.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that the only place we're not supplying players to Wales is centres and back three?
Currently, I imagine if Watkin was fit, we'd be supplying at least one. And I imagine if Giles was fit, but ever starting international break, we'd be supplying two. But
And if we had a different backs coach, maybe Keith would be starting an inside centre to give us some go forward. There, playing a different game plan to that, don't we?
Don't be silly.
But what's
that? I'm being sensible.
It's not a bad team, is it? It's going to be a challenge, but all things considered, that's a reasonable starting 15.
That's what it gives us.
Mm-hmm.
I think the main concern is going to be the bench.
Well, yeah, it is time to start. Well, it's time for players to have their opportunities again, isn't it? At some point, injuries will let people through into the first team. At some point, call-ups will create gaps, and we just created more gaps than you could possibly imagine in one go.
Yeah.
So the bench will be interesting. But as a starting lineup, how does that look? You got run through it. Steph Thomas, Tom Addey, Tom Bowter, front row. Hugh Sutton and Ryan Smith in the second row. A back row, a bit experimental. Lewis Lloyd at 6, Moriarty at 8. Willem Evans given an opportunity to start at 7. Established first teamers in Luke Davis and Jack Walsh, with Jack playing at 10. Centre combination of Kieran and Phil, which has worked all season, and a back three, which we've seen quite a lot of. Well, yeah, with Yeston at 15 and Cassende and Giles on the wings. So not as much doom and gloom as it could be, but bloody hell, it would be a lot easier if the 9 players or 11 players, whatever we got, 12, 13, if they were all fit and good in there as well in terms of strength and depth.
No.
Okay.
This is it.
So you've heard it here first. Our team will look something like that. Some of it has got to be right because there's just no options, and some of the other ones are some interesting conversations.
It'd be interesting to see. Hope we might get. Well, we'll give you an announcement Friday at some point.
Yeah,
I imagine we'll put a post up. I imagine I'll screen cap this and put it on Twitter later as well.
Right, I should be able to. Yeah, okay, right.
Something like that. I guess. Let's finish up then with some predictions for the game. Score prediction. I don't think anything funny is happening about here. Do you want to start us off?
I'm not going to talk about Wales, South Africa. I'll give a prediction of the Ospreys game. I think we'll give it a good go. And Ospreys by 2. Last minute conversion from Jack. That's really positive, that, isn't it?
From Australia to Australia.
Yeah.
Nick?
I'll go for. I'm not as positive. It's difficult because if Edinburgh have anything near their first team, I don't think we've got enough there to win. If they're not, I think we would run them very, very close and get a bonus point. But I think we're going to just miss out on a bonus point, losing by about 7 or 8. 7 would be a bonus point, so 8 or 9.
I tend to agree with you because the strength of Scotland may come back, and you know what I mean, and bulk up that Edinburgh pack, and it'll be a hard task for the guys in, So I would say a close game, but I'd have to play away this time. I'm sorry.
I'm spicy that.
Yeah, no, if they have a bonus point, they'd be lucky, very lucky. I've got to say, I think it'd be about 10 points.
I see us being really competitive until about the 55th minute.
Yeah.
And I'm just falling away. I'm going to be quite negative. I see them winning by about 2 scores. Just sort of 2 tries in the last 10 minutes, just taking it away from us. After a fairly spirited performance, I see sort of 35-17 or something.
If there are any Ospreys listening, the only person who knows anything about rugby is Grant Burney.
What?
Because you're predicting the win. Because you're predicting the win.
Nick, I'm never not going to back our team.
You.
It looks like I've had half a bottle of vodka, right? Not back. If it's desperately doom and gloom, okay, I might predict a draw, right?
Yeah. Uh,
Well, not quite that bad then.
well, there we are. There's a good double for you now, isn't it? A draw up there and Sam Parry scoring the last three.
Or yeah,
You get some good odds on that, wouldn't you?
chuck a cheeky fiver on that, and you'll pay for a night out.
Yeah.
It'll probably come true. I think until then, I think that's it for this week, gents. Thank you, Tom, for joining us. It's been a pleasure chatting to you. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it. Good. I didn't expect this, but it was good. Thank you very much. And best of luck to the Ospreys for the future, for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, let's close out tonight. Thank you all for listening. Have a lovely night.
Take care, El.
Cheers.